I'm Beth, I'm your RUSU President for 2023, and during our Let's Get Consensual campaign, we asked you to give us your burning questions about sex, consent and relationships, and today we have got Laura Miano to answer those questions.
Hi, I'm Laura Miano. I'm a sexologist and I'm the founder of sex toy concept store Posmo.
Easy. We got a number of questions as well from students around kind of how to experience and kind of play and interact with kinks as well in a safe way. And some of the examples were ones like being watched. What do you kind of recommend of how people can kind of play around and experience and experiment with those kinks?
So that would be something like exhibitionism, when they like to be watched. What I would suggest for someone wanting to explore exhibitionism, I would say maybe try something like mutual masturbation, where you and your partner can masturbate together and you can watch each other. You know, maybe the two of you are sitting at opposite sides of a room and yeah, you're basically watching each other masturbate, or maybe you can just have your partner sit in the chair from across the room, you can be on the other side, and they're not doing anything, they're not touching themselves, they're just watching you take yourself to orgasm. Something like that. Things like sex parties are also really great for exhibitionists because obviously everyone's there, everyone's, you know, naked, and if you really like to be watched, this is your moment to shine.
Yeah.
So sex parties can be great. I guess as well, I mean, there's things like, what's it called? I mean, actually, maybe I won't say that answer. There's also something like OnlyFans, if, you know, people like to, you know, do it on like a digital, virtual kind of like level. Yeah. So I'd probably suggest either like mutual masturbation, sex parties, OnlyFans.
Yeah, and for kind of other kinks, if people are wanting to kind of explore, or I guess just experiment with what ones that they want to interact with or kind of engage in, what do you kind of recommend with people trying to explore what kinks they might have?
Yeah, I guess this really comes down to learning more about your desires and what brings you pleasure. So it's not really like kink specific.
Yeah.
It's really more a conversation of just learning about what brings you pleasure. And how I would do that is think back to times in your life when you felt like a lot of desire for sex or a lot of arousal about something. Maybe you were fantasizing about something. Maybe you had a certain type of interaction with someone. One day it was not even a sexual interaction, but something about this interaction made you really desire sex with that person or got you really aroused. I would say look into your past experiences, see if you can pinpoint a few that were really, really arousing, and then start to pull apart what it was that made up that experience. So yeah, whether it's a kink or it's not a kink, the advice would be the same from my end.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to kind of reflect on it as well, and then figure out as well what you're feeling in yourself. So yeah.
I guess actually to be more kink specific, you could go to kink community chat lines. There are like online communities where you know, people are kind of just like talking about their kinks. There's a bunch of resources about kinks, so I guess you could kind of go through some of those websites and just learn about what exists, and maybe if you read something that tickles your fancy, maybe that's something that you're interested in trying.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good way to kind of see that there is communities out there for different kinks and kind of seeing how other people have played around with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.